I'm gonna skip that part. I'm gonna hack off the little Torrent Galaxy part because I'm lazy. You can't see that shit anyway. Tonight on a very special episode of Loki. I mean, episodes. uh,
A special episode of episodes of Loki.
it's exactly what it is. It's a giant size double feature.
It is. We're doing episodes 3 and 4.
Because
Who's we? You may
reasons.
ask?
Reasons.
Well, I'm Razor.
Oh shit!
Jango.
That's right. I forgot about it. He is Razor. I'm Jango. She's C20.
C20, I think. Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
C20. That's the.
I'm not good at numbers. Like I hear numbers and they get lost in my head or just change completely. I'm surprised I remember that. It's
That's
okay.
fine. She's not in it that much.
Spoilers.
She's probably plot relevant, but...
Spoilers. Easy. Oh shit! This song is gonna get flagged to fuck, even though you can't hear it.
We'll just talk over it.
We're gonna talk over it. It's fine. It's good. There's no songs.
Does it feel longer to you this week?
It
Is
absolutely
different, or does it feel the same length?
Oh, you don't need to ask. You don't need to ask.
I'm just curious if
the
music changes the experience of it feeling longer.
I mean, music does do that. There's an effect.
I kind of felt like it was faster.
I kind of did. I do too, actually. I'm sure it wasn't.
I don't know. I like the Marvel Studios music though. The dun 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 dun.
The fanfare, yeah. I like it too. It's like it feels warm and like relaxing. Do you remember there's like the old Fox intro that used to have that kind of vibe to it?
Yeah,
way back when
with the marching drums.
Yes, HBO did too. Actually,
HBO had all kinds of like elaborate intros when we were kids.
That they did before they switched to like the that thing.
Yeah,
you know,
like a TV being turned off.
Mm-hmm. Like this is a big deal. Listen to this orchestra. It's real.
There were fucking blue and purple neon lights shooting, and
it was there was a different time. Today things are different.
They had like a whole CGI animation.
Spared no expense.
I mean, like when I see that shit now, the nostalgia is like crazy.
It is. It's a thing. I was watching one of those the other day for some strange reason.
Like suddenly I'm seeing like shag carpets. And fucking tweed pattern couches.
Yeah, there's a smell.
The 80s.
There's a really weird smell. It's not a good smell, but I smell it.
Remember when people used to use those big wooden spools as end tables?
I do now. Man, we were sick, classy as fuck.
I miss it.
I mean, I'm never gonna not miss it, man. Just the warm crackle.
I bet those wooden spools are a lot cheaper than buying a fucking IKEA table.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Glass patio thing from Best Buy or whatever.
You don't have to tell me like that warm fucking like the fuzz on TVs. Like it's not quite digital clear at all. You know, it's nice.
I miss like noise on the screen in a film.
Yep.
Like you watch a modern movie on a flat screen TV that's big enough, it's like there's a weird 3-dimensional effect.
There is.
It creeps me out. I don't like watching things on new TVs.
What else was there? I was gonna.
The depth of field is all strange.
If you're watching this on anything else besides us right now in the future. We have the fucking effect that I'm talking about. It looks like an old vintage TV right there. It's really tight.
That's the TVA for some reason because everything is like 50s, 60s.
It is, yeah.
There's also that effect on the screen.
There is. It's a thing. This place is like 1960s-ish, but from the future. It's
like that. The space age, like an office building of the Kennedy era.
And it just feels good. It has a nice feel to it. It's warm. You can smell cigarettes. It's a thing.
I don't know if that's the feel I like, is that you can smell cigarettes.
Well, I mean, it is.
There are some rare ways in which society has in fact improved.
I'm not making a judgment call up towards good or bad. I'm just saying you smell the cigarettes.
The significantly less indoor smoking, I would say,
It's a good thing.
is one of the ways that we do not need to go back.
Yeah, definitely agree. There's things going on. Okay, so
Yeah, Loki got his knives from his locker finally,
he
or from
he
the other
did.
hunter, the big one.
Oh God, yeah, the big one. I think she's 15.
B-15, I think.
Yeah, 15.
I think.
She's like, I don't know, like the warden.
Well, so last episode, we found out from Sylvie that or do we do that this episode? We don't even know her name is Sylvie yet, do we?
We don't know her name is Sylvie yet.
Okay. I'll wait then. Last episode we just met Sylvie.
We did.
It ended in the not Best Buy in the hurricane.
Yeah, that place.
She sent all those bombs through the timeline.
She
Created
did.
Branches. So you're going to find out that apparently was a fairly easily solved problem. Like I guess it got all the hunters emptied out into
that was
into the timeline so that the TVA headquarters would be emptier and easier to infiltrate.
That seems like that was her plan, which is fine.
Because it doesn't really come up again. They seem to have fixed all the branches.
Yeah, she cleaned the whole place out.
Like, the end of last episode made it seem like they weren't going to be able to fix them all and there would finally be a multiverse. But no, they got it.
No, they fixed it. But, well, it's interesting, though, because she didn't know. Do I hear an echo? I can hear me through you.
Okay, let me turn that down. How's that?
That sounds much better. Quan Chi over here. I think that she would have lost. She didn't know about the magic thing at the TVA, which was interesting.
Well, as we're going to find out, this is spoilers. The last time she was in that building, she wasn't there for very long and didn't really have the chance to learn that magic doesn't work there.
Indeed, which is fine. No one can blame her for wanting to get the fuck out fast. And kudos to her for, like, succeeding.
Yeah.
Now, this is the episode's namesake. This episode's called Lamentus.
Yes, Lamentus is, do you think they named it that they knew it was going to blow up at some point?
You almost wonder.
Because the word lament...
Yep.
is not usually like a good news word.
Oh, no.
It's not a sign that things are happy when you're lamenting.
It's a mournful regret of, like, but loud. Sort of.
A little on the nose, perhaps.
It does.
It's not what I would name a planet if I was settling it.
Well, this is a moon. That's important.
Okay.
This is a moon.
This is the moon, and the planet's crashing into it?
The planet is crashing into a moon. This is the moon.
Okay, so it's
which, like, means this moon is even more fucked. A whole planet is about to crash into it.
Well, I guess all we ever see of this place is, like, mining equipment.
Yeah.
And settlements. You know, it's all very Fallout. It's like Fallout, but purple.
It really is. Yeah. It's very, very...
Fallout episode.
Mm-hmm. It's Fallout and Outworld. Fallout World?
It's Fallout World.
Fallout World. That's what it is.
So,
they're gonna touch each other.
I guess, like, people don't really come here to live. They just come here to mine, and then they live near the mine. It's not like...
Right.
There were no plans of this being a normal habitat.
Yeah, it's like a oil rig.
Yeah.
You don't live on the oil rig.
Deal. But the people who are on it are still pretty fucked.
They're all fucked. I mean, that's what she said. No one gets out of here. Because everyone here dies.
I wonder if this is... Because we're in, like... What did the timeline say? 21 something? Or?
This is 2077.
2077.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you suppose the people mining Lamentus won? are Earth humans or a different alien race?
No. I don't think this has anything to do with Earth.
Because it strikes me as a missed opportunity. They could have had everybody blue and say it's a Kree mining
You
colony or
could,
something like that.
yeah.
There's a lot of aliens they could have used from the Marvel universe.
There definitely are.
But everybody
Maybe,
just kind of looks human.
maybe it was a budgetary thing.
I mean, it could be.
Also, allegedly, this was shot during COVID times.
Ah, I mean, that wouldn't stop me from putting some blue makeup on people. You can wear a
You
medical
can,
mask over blue makeup.
you can. I don't know why they didn't, but like,
Maybe it's a Xandar colony. Those guys look human.
it's the thing. There are definitely humanoid-looking things elsewhere in the universe, not just here in Marvel, not in real life.
I don't know. I feel like Marvel Universe humans could be settling other planets by 2077.
By 2077, it's possible, I guess. I mean, especially like
The Marvel Earth has access to spaceships right now.
it does. And if they
They
ever
don't
like,
use them.
if a door ever opens and Reed Richards walks through it, we could totally do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Reed would totally have us exploring other planets.
He would probably be able to be like, "Hey, listen, you guys should get off that moon."
I guess okay, so Quinjets can fly in space.
Apparently, they can.
I mean, I don't think they can travel faster than light. Obviously, Hulk needed a wormhole to get to
He did.
Sakaar.
Yes, he did.
So that would be a problem.
That would be a
But,
problem.
like, you could totally get to Mars on a Quinjet.
Well,
We're
can
just
you?
not.
I don't know. That was always unclear. Like maybe he just flew the jet into orbit and then it just like floated into the wormhole.
Well, it clearly is airtight enough for that to be a survivable prospect.
Apparently, I mean the Hulk is pretty hard to perish.
Yeah, but, like, Thor thought it would work, too.
He did
Like,
think
he thought he could get home in the Quinjet.
he probably could. He's also quite hard to perish.
But you know what? Thor doesn't need to breathe in space.
He does not. We saw this. This is confirmed. Yep.
He was floating out there, yeah.
He was 100% fine. We saw it a couple times.
Don't need to breathe.
No. Thor's buff. This place also looks like Red Dead 1 to me. It looks like we're in Armadillo right now.
Yeah, there's a Western touch.
It's a thing. It looks good. I dig it. We learned that this is she renamed herself Sylvie, but she is Loki. She is a Loki.
Yeah. Yes, she is. Sylvie is an alias.
Yes. 100% Loki.
'Cause she's been on the lam, hiding from the TVA for a long time. She has assumed a fake name.
And I mean, a Loki with an identity crisis. Oh my god. No one's ever heard of that.
The question is Loki then a gender neutral name? Would you name a daughter Loki?
Yeah, sure.
I guess.
But I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, is it gender neutral in
sound male or sound female? It could be either one.
Yeah, it could be either one. You'd have to ask Norse though. Like, I don't know how often they do that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Loki was.
I mean, he was a guy.
He was also sometimes a she and sometimes a horse.
He was. He
was
a shapeshifter. It was the thing.
Incidentally, I found out recently in Norse mythology, Laufey was his mom, not his dad.
That's true. That's interesting.
I wonder why for Marvel they changed him to a dude.
I don't know. I wonder if is he ever referred to as Laufey's son in Norse mythology?
Yes. So that's the thing. In Norse, you normally take your father's name into your last name, but you can choose to take your mother's name if your mother is the more famous of the two.
Okay, I see.
So maybe Stan and Jack or whoever it was gave Loki his last name in the comics for the first time. Mistakenly thought that because it was Laufey's son that meant Laufey was the dad, and didn't research deeper into it.
That could have been the thing. I'm remembering now that actually in Norse mythology, it's not 100% clear what relationship Loki has to Asgard or the Aesir. So in some ways, it kind of sounds like he's a weird friend of the family or an uncle that just hangs around. Like he's not Thor's brother.
Yeah, in Norse myth, he wasn't explicitly an adopted son of Odin's. He was more just invited to hang out.
He was just that guy that lives there.
And another thing, I don't know, remember if we talked about this in a previous episode or not, but like we call them giants,
Yes.
but that's a mistranslation.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually just a different kind of gods.
They were. It's true.
The same as the Aesir and the Vanir are two different kind of gods.
Mm-hmm.
The Frost Giants were actually just like the word translates as anti-god or like the god's enemies.
Yes.
And for some reason in English we decided to call them giants instead, which gives
The
the mistaken impression that they were very tall.
the Jotuns, or whatever you want to
Yes,
call
the
them.
Jotun means anti-god, not
Yes.
giant.
So, like, I mean, one can assume they're like trolls
I
or
mean, it means
goblins.
anti-god in the
Sometimes.
way that like the anti-monitor is a monitor but evil.
Yes.
Antimatter is matter but negative.
And I mean, like, it is a thing. Like, Odin, like Thor's mom is. I don't think she's a Jotun. She's not a Jotun.
Thor's mom
Is I forgot her name.
Thor's mom in the comics
Jord.
is Gaia,
Yeah.
the elder goddess of Earth.
In Norse, it's Jord, who is also a goddess of Earth. She's not exactly a Jotun.
Although I read recently that they were pulling some retcon shit where a host of the Phoenix was trying to tell Thor that she's his real mom. I don't know where that's going.
Oh, good.
Apparently, they interrupted that story arc to do the Squadron Supreme crossover they're doing now.
Oh, that sounds messy.
Yeah, yeah. Comics are bullshit.
It's gonna happen, man. You have these characters around for 70, 80 years. They're gonna tell different stories. And they're gonna conflict. It's gonna be weird. These fucking costumes. These guys look like weird, like dollar store knockoff Power Rangers.
It's
Which is okay.
I mean, they do look cheap. These guard uniforms,
They do.
very simplistic and baggy. Kind of I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like a bad sci-fi, like Farscape or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Which fits the setting. Like it works here.
It does. Look at that guy back there. Look at that guy back there on the far left. Look at that dude. Yeah.
Those are very, with the visor down, they're very pointy.
They are really pointy elements. I mean, also, like, that just lends itself even more to that, like, Doctor Who vibe. This episode's
Yeah.
very Doctor Who-y.
It's a bit of that, yeah.
Now this is a little Snowpiercer-y now. We're just walking through all this shit. Why not?
Yeah, we got all the references.
I like they both have illogical, weird quirks about this, but they're different.
I do enjoy that.
This is a fun scene.
Yeah, I like this scene. This is probably the best scene of the episode.
This is one of those things where you feel like if this was in any other medium, like this was on TV, this scene would have got edited to pieces, man. Like, it really would have. But, you know, it's like we can do whatever we want. We can just chill here for a while these two bitches talk to each other.
I think, I think you need a scene like this for the plot. Like, these two have to, like,
Oh, I agree.
get to know each other, and that exposition for the audience, too.
I think it would have got edited in a movie, too. Not, like, edited out, just, like, really tightened and trimmed down.
Yeah, cut down for time. I mean, that's the thing, like, when you know you're writing for a series and you have 6 hours, you're not going to write the same plot that you would have if you only had 2. So,
Right. But
to ask, what would this look like if they tried to cut it down to movie size? It's like, well, you can't.
yeah, no, yeah, you can. But that's one of the best qualities of, like, these sorts of things. And I thought the same thing with the Marvel Netflix shows, too. It's like, you can let the material dictate the length of the episode, because they're all,
Yeah.
the lengths are different.
The Netflix shows ran too long, though.
They did. It was a thing, yeah,
They
it's true.
basically, like, Netflix was like, well, usually our shows are this many episodes a season. make it work, and then they
It's
didn't.
yes, it's definitely true. But the ability is there to like you're not dictated by a set runtime.
Yeah.
Wait, what is he talking
Like I
about?
think so. For example, Jessica Jones is about a detective. Now, if a single case takes 12 episodes, that's probably not good detective work, and there's going to be a lot of fucking filler. Maybe
It is a
she could
thing.
do like 3 cases a season, and it would be a better season.
You could do that.
I don't know why they didn't think of that.
Tell him. Go back and fix that shit right now.
Yeah. I think Daredevil handled its length okay. Like Daredevil's problem was never the that aspect of the material. It's just that Elektra is not a likable character. That's accurate to the comics. Like it's not like they got Elektra wrong.
No, I know. She's bad everywhere all the
It's just
time.
that's the kind of woman Frank Miller likes and nobody else.
Elektra sucks. I don't want to talk about Elektra. Look, this chick is kind of cool.
She's got a nice haircut.
Wait a minute, which one? Whatever. All these chicks are better
I'm
than
talking about
Elektra.
the bartender. I was looking at the screen again.
Okay, it's fine. They're all better than Elektra. I really like Loki. It's like, damn it, that's what I would have done. GG's.
I like the summoning paper and a quill.
And a quill. The quill especially.
Yeah.
Consolidated? I never noticed that.
There's my favorite bits about Loki are when like he does something that's like culturally appropriate to having grown up in Asgard as opposed to like modern Earth pop culture. Like
Yep.
the quill.
Just a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Or the song he's gonna sing in a bit here.
Culture? Character? Come on, man. These are good things, but when we get those here.
I questioned in episode 1 that he used the word bunkum. That doesn't sound Norse. That sounds British.
That is a thing that will happen. Although I wonder how often bunkum is still used. Wait a minute. What have we
I don't
said?
know what love is. I've never been.
It's a thing. Okay, so he already said the line that made everybody flip out on the internet
Yeah.
about him being bisexual.
Old fucking news, man.
Dude, I know. You don't have to tell me. I know this. I know this shit. It's a thing. It's like, what? Loki's a hedonist? Holy shit. Denies himself nothing. Dudes, chicks, horses.
This is
Now,
this
boy,
is a good bit.
this fucking, it made me like, hang on, what? Broke my brain for a minute.
He's not just singing. He's singing like a Norse drinking song.
He is.
in like Finnish or whatever language.
This language, it says in the subtitles you watch on Disney Plus as Guardian, but this language is Norwegian. It's straight up Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it would be.
That's what it would be. And I mean, it should be now that they've already set the thing in Thor Ragnarok that Odin called Norway home, quote, home.
Yeah. Like that's when they came from Asgard to Midgard and visited. That's where they would visit.
So, yeah, it's good that they keep that going.
Like we see at the beginning of Thor 1, there's like a war. Odin and the Frost Giants are fighting on Midgard.
Yep.
And then there's like at the beginning of Thor 2, there's Bor fighting the elves on Midgard. Aren't those scenes both in Norway?
I don't
Somewhere
know.
in that region. Like, isn't there a subtitle?
I think that in Thor 1 that was supposed to be Norway, like Viking land.
The one in Thor 2 might have been somewhere.
I'm not sure
At
about Thor 2.
Svartalheim or some shit.
That could have been Svartalheim because of
But
the whatever thing going on.
I love that Loki did the smash the drink on the ground and shout another.
I know. Why does this shit never happen? This should happen more often. I also just like seeing Loki drink.
Yeah.
But again, it's also a good like example of their differences. This whole episode overall is a really good case study of that thing. What is that thing that I say about doing like alternate versions of characters? You can change the nurture but not the nature. And she's clearly got that going on a lot. She doesn't have that same kind of Asgardian nurture going on of like being a party person or like enjoying and being loud and boisterous.
Yeah. But you can still see the elements of like Loki in her too.
Oh, absolutely. The nature's the same. That's an important plot element coming up. It was alright for a minute. I do wonder why he did this though. Should change back to his variant, like
Maybe he just
TVA.
wanted to be comfortable.
Mm.
Because those outfits do not look comfortable.
They kind of do and they kind of don't. It's weird. Oh yeah, Jubilee confirmed. By the way, X-Men are here.
Yeah. Jubilee is a variant Loki.
We missed that. It's a thing. You wanted the mutant-shaped door? Well, hey, there it is. What did she do right there? I can't tell what she
Took
did.
off her headband to hit him in the face with it.
Okay. Hadouken! He's got Hadouken powers.
I like seeing Loki use magic.
Yeah, I mean, that's his thing. He should do it a lot.
There is a bit coming up where he's gonna like telekinetically move something extremely large and heavy.
Yes, he is.
And when he does it, I couldn't help but thinking, well, how come he's never done that before?
I know, it's a thing.
Is that really a thing he can do?
Apparently.
You know, if all she wants is to get off, why did she go after him?
She has to get the temp pad.
Oh, right. They haven't revealed it's broken yet.
Yeah. It's still hidden in his heart.
It broke in the fall just now. Okay.
Stands to reason.
He does like that phrase, glorious purpose.
He does. I feel like now it was a good tantrum. It kind of
That was a good strong when I throw a tantrum, I can't make green explosions.
no. It kind of reminded me of the little mini tantrum he had in the Dark World when he found out his mom was dead. He just threw all that shit against the wall really quick, but still. There was no scream.
So now that they're sitting on a rock in a quarry, we can talk about the fact that in the trailer that was not Black Widow.
That was not Black Widow. That's not this scene. That's the next scene, or that's another scene
Well,
coming up.
This is the location.
Is it? They go to the city and then they see the arc that gets broken, and then they go to another place. and then
Okay, so I
said,
guess there are two quarries with two rocks to sit on.
"Listen, it's a moon. There's lots of crater holes, sort of things. You can sit." I mean, it's better than just sitting here.
So, did we talked about the origin in comics of the name Sylvie, right?
I,
That
bel
it was like
I believe so.
a teen knockoff of Enchantress.
But we can do it again.
Right. Well,
Team knockoff of
so
Enchantress.
my assumption, given all of those, given the context, is that this character, the female Loki, is the MCU version of Enchantress. There's a mashup going on the same way Whiplash in Iron Man 2 was a bunch of different villains combined, like the name Whiplash with stuff about Crimson Dynamo and all that kind of thing. To make a new character that sort of gets all of the elements of those characters in.
And I mean, I think the Enchantress was a great character to do that with.
I think I think at this point that's what you have to do because you can't just do Amora without being like, so where were you in all the Asgard movies?
Yeah, that's the thing. And are you dead now? And what's going on? But like, she never had that much going on in and of herself. And I, like I said the other time, like how many green evil sorcerers that hate Thor on Asgard do you really need? Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot.
yeah, that's true. Like that is the thing that sort of has always bothered me about Enchantress is she is just Loki but a girl.
I mean, she's not in love with Thor. I mean, he's not in love with Thor, but he's like super bitter about Thor. So they're still both kind of Thor centric and Thor focused.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on, man.
It's all about a contentious relationship with Thor. Its familial love is roughly analogous to romantic love.
It is. Except there's no really romantic love there between Thor and Amora. She's just
No, like
like,
Amora wants there to be.
yeah, and he's just like, nah, and that's it.
I
That's
don't
it.
know. Depending on
Oh
the
god.
comic, I have seen maybe like that's my ex girlfriend. We had a bad breakup or something like that.
Oh boy, even better.
I don't know. Thor's had a lot of love interest.
Well, sure, yeah. He's been around for like 1,500 years or some
I
shit.
mean, Jane Foster generally kind of takes the lead, although Sif has always been my favorite.
Well, I mean,
Sif is
yes,
the one he's fucking married to in the actual mythology.
right. Yeah, she's destined to be Queen of Asgard with Thor.
And
Like, bitch, fucking Jane Foster's gonna be dead in like 5 minutes Asgardian time.
it's a great source of consternation to me that we haven't seen Sif in so long in the MCU.
I know. I wish we could see Sif. That would be cool. I wonder when.
I hope. I mean, we have a story for where Sif was that off screen between 2 and 3.
Jesus, that looks crazy though.
While pretending to be Odin, kicked her out of Asgard so that she couldn't like get onto him and expose that he's Loki. Right?
Yes,
So
something
she's
like
having
that.
space adventures that we can't see. And I bet you they involve Beta Ray Bill, goddammit.
That would make sense. I would like to see it.
I
Allegedly,
wanna
she's in
see
Thor 4,
that.
I think. I think. Another Hadoken.
I just want to see. I want a Bill and Sif movie. That's what I want.
That sounds tight. And I'm sure, but that's the fun thing about Marvel. Like, Kevin Feige probably wants to see it too.
Like Thor doesn't even need to be in it. Just give me a Bill and Sif solo movie, just the two of them.
I mean,
Fucking
I do want him to get a
buddy cop,
hammer,
space, Beta Ray Bill and Sif movie.
but yeah, I'm all over that. Let's do it. This is a fun oneer.
So this place is blowing up quick.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Now here's my question. Now Sylvie knows that this ship is destined to be exploded before anybody can escape. Does she really think they could make it in time and somehow get it to take off?
I don't think that she knew how it gets destroyed. Just that it gets destroyed.
Also, if they could succeed at doing that, wouldn't it alert the TVA?
Probably, but it also they would live
Sure.
and not get squashed by this planet that's about to come.
I guess even if the TVA catches them, at least they're not dead.
I mean, they did go through the door in a minute. Spoilers, or the next episode. Spoilers. Yeah. So,
I like the two separate reactions there. She's just like, "Hawk," and walks off, and he's just staring.
Maybe he's still a little bit intoxicated. That's what I would do.
I think he's just way more disappointed than she was.
He probably is.
Like she probably cynically expected them to not make it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, what do I do now?
Is a thing. There's no post credits here, is there?
He had more hopes to be dashed in that moment.
He did. She knew it blows up. She knew that it gets destroyed, but she didn't know how it gets destroyed.
Yeah.
So maybe it was like, well, maybe if we're there, we can.
It seems like you could assume planets crashing into them, it gets destroyed because it doesn't take off fast enough.
It's a thing. It is a thing. God, that thing was big. You want to skip to the next one?
You know, here's another thought: is that Thor 1 established that Loki knew how to access the Bifrost. Or at least he knew, like, hidden places in Asgard that could get you to other realms without using the Bifrost?
Yes.
It wasn't super clear.
No. What are you saying?
But, I guess you have to be on one of the 9 worlds or going to one of the 9 worlds to use the Bifrost?
Well...
Like, it only connects those 9 places.
I mean, they've never said that before, but that could be the case, but...
It seems like, because that's what makes them the 9 worlds. Those specific worlds are connected by the Bifrost.
I mean, that could be the case. I don't know. They haven't gone into it specifically. But, like, the thing is, like, he can't call for Heimdall and shit, because Heimdall's dead.
Well, Heimdall is very dead.
Yeah. 2077, especially Heimdall's
dead. 2077.
Right. So there's no way to do that. There's presumably...
What would happen if they went to a place in the timeline before Ragnarok and Loki shouted for Heimdall?
I mean, that seems to be a thing they could do. Well, there was that flashback, like the D.B. Cooper thing, where that kind of happened, but that was even before that.
Yeah, but that was part of the natural timeline. What if this Loki did it, and then there were 2 Lokis?
I mean, I
guess the TVA would get him.
Theoretically, yeah, that would happen, or Heimdall would make a judgment call, because Heimdall sees everything. He's like, what's this? There's another Loki here calling. Do I let him in? Do I not let him in? Heimdall's pretty cool. Are you ready to start the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. The episode 4.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Let me switch back over. Are we good? Okay, we're good.
Yes.
Everything's great.
It's a double feature.
It is.
It is.
It is. Giant size Loki.
Unlike him.
Oh shit, we can't hear.
For our lies.
We're
not. We generally tell you the honest truth.
We are. I mean, and
what we're going to do on this show.
We also mean well. That's the most important thing.
What? I think Loki means well.
Sometimes.
It's most of the time. I don't think he's actively like malicious in his lies. He's just it's self-preservation.
I mean, sometimes he just wants to turn to a snake and stab you,
A lot
though.
of pathological liars, that's what it is.
Sometimes he wants to
They
hack
don't-
off Sif's
They're not
hair.
trying to do something bad. They're just trying to avoid getting themselves in trouble, and they don't realize they're making it worse.
Loki does like to stab people for laughs.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
That is true. He did one time turn into a snake just so he could stab Thor.
I mean, he cut off Sif's hair this one time.
Sometimes his pranks are a little mean.
Yeah, it is a thing. Poor Sif was walking around with a hand chunk of her hair.
Actually, we'll get into that, but
We will.
that is a reference to a real Norse myth as well.
It is a reference. It's a little bit different, but it's still
It's a little bit different.
It's
a little
fine.
bit different.
It's fun though. I like it when they do that shit
Yeah.
because Norse matters. It's a thing. It's been around for a long time.
I just enjoy that. Like you think after like Infinity War that well, Asgard's gone and Loki's gone. All those opportunities to reference the myths are no longer.
Wait, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Like, but yeah, you think all the opportunities to reference mythology are gone once those characters are gone, and then they do a show that has Loki and time travel in it, and they can reference more myths.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
As a fan of those myths, to see that stuff.
Listen, there's always gonna fucking be ways to do that shit. What's going on here?
Here's a question.
Okay.
So in this timeline that the TVA is pruning, it didn't diverge enough to be noticeable until the Loki that was born a girl was already like, what is this, like 6 to 8 years old?
One would presume, but there's other possibilities here.
Like Loki was born a girl, but history wasn't different enough for the TVA to do something about it until she reached this age.
She asked what
That seems odd to me, but
they will go back and she'll ask what the Nexus event was, and she didn't say it.
yeah, no, we don't have an answer to that yet.
Which means it's not something they're ignoring. They're like willfully not wanting us to know yet.
I'm interested in them establishing what makes a Nexus event noticeable, because like Loki being born a girl wasn't immediately a big enough branch off the timeline. It took time for it to grow into
presumably
too divergent. Because it's like that's been kind of a theme throughout the show. Is at what point do they catch the timeline? Shouldn't it be immediate? Because they're outside time. They should be able to find the branch and prune it as soon as it's created.
They should theoretically, but
apparently that's not what they do.
They also lie.
That's true. There's a lot of not what it seems going on with the TVA.
Look at this sick fighting game stage. I would love to see that stage. That would be sick. Have Shinnok sitting there?
You know what's interesting?
Be pretty tight.
I think the symbol on the wall behind them looked like the runic O in the Loki logo. You know how it keeps changing font?
Yes.
There's one that sort of looks like a diamond with legs coming off the bottom. Was that the symbol that was on the Timekeeper's wall?
I don't know. You wanna fucking do the time stone?
I mean, we can
I have
Agamotto this.
I have the power.
Tick 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 tick.
That symbol right there.
It's not exactly the same one, but it's very similar.
It is very similar. Good lord, dude. But yeah, come on.
It's some diamonds basically.
Dude, Shinnok's sitting back there. This would be a sick stage. That'd be hella sick. It's similar-ish, but but not exactly the same.
Yeah, no.
I don't remember what we were talking about. It's probably important.
We were talking about the TVA and how they lie, and
oh, speaking of which,
yeah. So we found out last episode from Sylvie that all of these people were not created by the Timekeepers. They are in fact variants who've had their memories wiped.
They are.
Also, Ravana was once a Minuteman, and she's responsible for Sylvie getting away.
And she has subsequently apparently failed up.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Apparently, the TVA works just like being a producer in Hollywood.
Nothing feels more true
Now,
than that bit.
Here's a question about that, though.
Uh-huh.
So Ravana has gotten promotions at her job, but the guy who works the "Is this everything you've ever said?" desk, and the the little man at
Casey?
the photo booth,
Oh,
those guys have had the same job
yeah, you're right.
forever.
Well,
There is apparently no room for advancement in those dead-end positions, those poor bastards.
maybe they've never failed. She did, and she got promoted.
If you do the photo booth job perfectly, what do you get promoted to? There's no...
You're right. That's a good question.
There's literally nowhere to go up from there.
We don't have any evidences of anybody else ever being promoted. So,
No, it's literally just Ravana. And on the subject of how could Ravana fail upward like that, I will point out, in the comics, she's Kang the Conqueror's girlfriend.
she is. It's a thing. So, are you saying nepotism?
I might be saying nepotism.
Okay, it's possible. It's a thing. Okay, look, I like this scene. I like what she talks about, and it's not just because this is the trailer shot that looks like Black Widow.
Yes, this is the
Um,
one where they tricked us.
it is. This is I like this thing not just because it like tags up on the thing that I've been saying since the start. I like that the show mentions it. It's not just because of that, but it's a little bit because of that. And I agree with it. The stuff about the them kind of being created to wipe things out like the TVA and them being arch nemesis. Universe creating chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a thing. I mean,
Look, the universe wants to be a multiverse. Why wouldn't it?
yeah, that's the natural way of things.
The TVA is fighting against nature.
It's quite literally
History branches off into another universe literally every single time anyone ever makes a decision. Like if you're staring at the menu at Burger King and you're like, do I want a Whopper or do I want a Baconator? There's a universe where you pick the Whopper and another universe where you pick the Baconator. That happens. That's how alternate realities work.
I think the Baconator is at Wendy's, though.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure the Baconator is at Wendy's. So, and there's a timeline.
In that universe, you went to Wendy's.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that totally works too. It's also, I mean, really, it's Jurassic Park 101. Life finds a way here. Okay, you're making all these dinosaurs. You can't control the dinosaurs. Keep them in a cage, lock them up, and dictate how they're going to live. You can't do that.
Chaos theory.
Yeah. Life finds a way.
So the point here is that the TVA really doesn't have a good reason to exist.
Well, no, but like we never really knew that they did.
Well, they claimed that there was once a war between a bunch of different alternate universes that threatened to destroy reality.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that they're preventing that from happening.
Sure. They made a lot of claims.
But I just wanna throw the theory out there again, because I have done so before.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is just Kang the Conqueror built it, and it's bullshit, and it's just a way for him to rule the universe.
You know what? Okay, look. I'm not on board with the King the Conqueror thing.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it's too similar to Mephisto and WandaVision. I'm going to play Price is Right, and I'm going to say, Bob, $1.
A lot of people, Mephisto and Ralph Boner, made a lot of people second guess how they approach the entire theory crafting when watching superhero movies thing. Like everybody's confidence has been broken.
Well,
and now they're gun shy about theorizing anything. I understand that.
I'm definitely not that. Because I've made so many stupid theories.
I'm just saying. Ant-Man 3 has cast a Kang the Conqueror. It's already out there. That's not a rumor.
Right.
It's happening.
I'm just not convinced that he's
So
going to be
the
in this thing, but he could be.
and once again, Ravana is a Kang the Conqueror character.
Listen, I'm with you. All these pieces seem to be fitting
That's all I'm
together.
saying. Look, Kang could not show up this whole series.
Yeah.
I would be mad.
I'm
I was not mad we didn't get Mephisto. That was always like a 50-50 shot in my head. I wasn't confident in that.
look, I'm just
I
saying.
think the TVA needs Kang to make sense.
I I'm gonna do the fucking Bob $1 Price is Right thing. Like maybe, but we'll see. Whatever. There's,
I just like the previous shows. If I had a theory and the theory didn't come true, I was like, okay, that was a shot in the dark anyway. It would have fit, but they didn't do it.
okay, this is not a shot in the dark. This is true. There's plenty of build towards that specifically. Get through those doors.
I think it needs to be Kang. That's all I'm saying.
I'm on board with it being Kane. That could be cool. And yeah, there's plenty of foreshadowing for it. This is fun. What was the Nexus event? Razor.
Apparently, a Loki falling in love with himself is so much chaos that it affects the timeline, even if it happens at the end of the world when you're about to die anyway.
Which is impressive. That's I like it.
It's certainly an interesting message.
It is. Uh, people have really been thinking about it hard since it happened. Like, what are the ramifications? How does that work? What?
Apparently, the greatest power in the multiverse is to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. It's true. It's a thing. Like it's a paradox of weirdness.
Well, maybe it's not if anybody fell in love with their double. Maybe it's specifically if the god of mischief falls in love with another god of mischief.
I can get on board with that too. Because I don't think that if it's I fall in love with me, two Jangos, like, I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Come on.
Well,
oh my god! Dude!
There's Sif.
Who the fuck? Can't even believe it.
I was happy to see her.
I was very happy to see her. Who wasn't? If you weren't happy to see Sif when she walked up, go fuck yourself.
And she looks good.
She does look good.
She still fills out that armor well.
Punch him in the fucking everything.
I'm always surprised by, because you see her in like other shows or like real life, like at a premiere event on the red carpet or something. She's a very skinny woman, but she always looks Sif-sized when she's playing Sif.
Way to go, the guys are the costumers for these shows, man.
Well, I'm sure some
for
of
Marvel.
that's her too. Like, she
okay, yeah,
out for it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to discredit her.
Get in shape for these movies. It's like 6 months of eating like whole chickens. And
it is.
Fortunately, Disney pays for it for you. I wish I could be on the fucking we will pay for you to go to the gym plan.
Ooh, I don't know if I wanted that. I feel like, man, now somebody's paying for it, and I really don't want to go. I'm going to skip it.
Well, I need to get in shape. I need that motivation in my life. Somebody forcing me to do it.
I mean, like, I'm with you.
Covering the expenses so I don't have to. That would probably get me in there.
It wouldn't hurt. So the Norse myth that this is referencing is he actually turned her hair black from blonde in the Norse myth.
Well, no. So what? No, the actual myth is that he shaved her head.
He shaved her head. Wait a minute, though.
No, she did.
In Marvel, though, she was originally blonde.
I'm not exactly sure what it is in the comics.
I gotta figure this out.
In myth, she was a brunette originally.
Mm-hmm. You're correct.
And Loki shaved her head as a prank. So they made him commission a wig from the dwarves made out of solid gold.
They did. The same dwarves that made...
traditionally depicted in Norse mythology as having literally gold hair because it's a wig.
Right.
Because Loki shaved her head.
And it was all part of the same story where we got Mjolnir and Odin's spear.
Yeah.
They made those 3 items. The dwarves. They made Siv's hair, and then Thor's hammer, and then the spear.
Yes, Odin's spear, Gungnir, is in
Gungnir.
fact also has magical properties.
And Thor was like, "This is sick. Good job with the hair. Finally, she has her lovely hair back." They brought the hammer. It's like, "Oh, sick. Bye. Yeah, her hair looks great. This hammer's sick." Whatever. I gotta look up this brunette thing. It's gonna bug me. I think it is in the comics, actually. I think that's how it happened.
I'm not sure exactly what it is. I do know that Sif and Heimdall are brother and sister.
They are.
And he's a brunette, so
He is.
that's my only disappointment with I never had a problem with Idris Elba being cast as Heimdall. I think he's good in the role. It's just disappointing to me that you lose that him and Sif being brother's sister thing.
Well, maybe.
Although, they still could have done that. There's nothing that says an Asgardian's skin color has to be tied to genetics.
Yeah, that's not necessary. I mean, look at Loki.
Or they could have just been half brother and sister. It doesn't matter.
That still works. They still technically could.
Some kind of connection.
Yeah, they still could if they really wanted to. I mean,
it's just the two never interacted with each other, and now Heimdall's dead anyway. So
I agree. One of those missed opportunities, in my opinion.
I guess since Sif is still alive, they can always do flashbacks.
They can. It's a thing. Not as good.
Honestly, I would love if just to redeem the concept. Like I said, let's get a Beta Ray Bill and Sif movie. Let's do it as a series instead, and half the series is flashbacks to Sif hanging out with the Warriors 3, so the Warriors 3 can get some fucking screen time post-mortem.
We can dream.
That's what I would like.
It's very on the nose, her point here.
So, she has this speech fucking rehearsed, right?
Yes.
She was gonna say it no matter what Loki did. Because that's what happens. She says it no matter what Loki does.
Yeah. But she didn't fucking knee him in the balls this time, so...
That's true.
Thanks for that.
Doesn't always knee him in the balls. But she definitely had it in her head, this is what I want to say to him. No matter what, I'm gonna get these specific words out.
It's true. And they didn't actually ever really sink in until way in the fucking future, whenever he's sitting in the TVA. It's like, you know what? This is actually a problem.
I like how the door to the time loop room is red instead of gold.
Yeah.
If it was me, when they were about to shove Loki in there, I would have expected it to disintegrate me.
Yeah. That's what that looks like.
This is an incinerator door. This is a laser that's gonna fucking wipe me from existence. Why don't you just stick me with the pruning stick?
That's, one would think it would be worse than it was.
Actually, we will get into what pruning sticks actually do.
We will.
In a few minutes.
I mean,
I'm curious about that as well.
We all are. We all are.
If I was Mobius, I'd have given him a little bit more benefit of the doubt, because, when he got away at the end of episode 2, when he chased her out of the department store in the hurricane.
Yes.
Mobius, then found out, no, he was chasing her to the TVA to fight her and stop her, and then they, both disappeared through a portal again. So, the last time he saw him, Loki was trying to stop Sylvie.
You're right.
But he's treating him like you were deliberately escaping and the two of you are working together.
But there is a chance that he doesn't know. That Ravonna kept what happened at the TVA and her losing both variants again, her personally, maybe she kept that to herself.
Mobius wasn't there at that scene, was he?
Right? No, no.
Okay.
That was the whole idea. All the fucking what was that Iron Man 3 thing? The Braves were away. hmm
I could do with less Iron Man 3 references.
I mean, come on, but it fits. Sometimes.
Yeah, I just so
Oh no.
I don't know. Iron Man 3,
It's okay. It's fine.
if I were ranking them, would go on the absolute bottom. Like, I might like Dark World a little better.
Okay, I wasn't quoting Iron Man 3. I was quoting Sir Ben Kingsley,
Fair enough.
just in general.
I don't know. It's just which is the worst is something I think about a lot because there's a lot of people who don't like Iron Man 2 and don't like Incredible Hulk, and I've never heard a good argument for why. I don't get how those are on the bad end of the spectrum. I like both those movies.
Yeah, they may not be as
Like,
good.
I think Iron Man 2 could have had a more fighty climax or something, but like it never bothered me that like Nick Fury and Black Widow are in it. It never like everybody says, "Oh, it's just an advertisement for Avengers." That's
Nah,
I still think
no.
those characters work within the plot of that movie. Like I think it still serves.
And I mean, that movie took Rhodey from Rhodey to War Machine.
Yeah, yeah.
That's important.
It's a shame that it'll never be next time for Terrence Howard, but
No. See you, man.
look, he made his bed.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a
Song had its chance.
done deal. We're done. I like Mobius playing bad cop here. I mean, it's pretty bad cop, but then again,
This is the most aggressive he's been.
it has been,
He seems fed up.
which is understandable, I guess. It's also just fun that he's being a little bit like the voice of the internet. What
Yeah.
a seismic narcissist! Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Oh, God.
If you encountered a female version of yourself, would you?
I don't know. Maybe. I would.
There's a part of me that thinks, well, that would be the only person I'm compatible with, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's
Because I haven't had exactly much luck elsewhere.
that is the
But the
the
other
thing.
part of me is like, I'd have to see what she looks like, wouldn't I?
That's also important. That's a thing. But then there's also the other thing, which is also well, this actually ties in very well here. Is do I like myself that much?
I do.
Like that's the thing. Like, is
It's
it
not a question at all for me.
okay? Well, we see that's the thing. Like, I spend a lot of time with myself, and maybe I don't want to spend more, but I don't know. That's the question, though. This was fun here, though.
As an introvert, I enjoy
Oh,
spending
listen.
time with myself a lot more than with other people.
You would be surprised. I most of the time I get to work from home on the shit that I do. I do spend a lot of time by myself. It's a lot.
Also, like one of my personal fantasies has always been that I wish I had another me around to deliver jokes with me. You know, like one person says the setup and the other says the punchline, and then we both high five each other. That's all I've ever wanted in life.
You want
And I've never had that dynamic with any of my friends.
you want a Cybot to your noob.
Yes.
I see.
What I want.
I see. No.
I want someone to do the MK9 win pose with me.
And that makes sense. I'm on board. Totally understandable. It's interesting, and my wife actually pointed it out. He does the Scott Pilgrim thing here. Does Loki, where like the first time through he fucking does the thing, he beats people up, and he pulls out the special magic sword. Scott, earned the power of love.
Right.
But more importantly, he gets killed, comes back next time, pulls out a better sword, and Scott earns the power of self-respect. That's what Loki did here. That's big and important this time. He does love, like it is narcissist, and there is that going on. But he also likes himself.
Yeah, it's literally learning to love yourself, which is character growth.
It is character growth. But they do it in like the most literal and funny way. I appreciate that it's that literal, and it's better because it's Loki. It's like this would be Loki. This is how this works. God, she's told a lot of lies. I don't think that she's a very nice person.
He's one of the things that we're learning here. Not so much in this scene, but this definitely sets us up to learn it in a couple future scenes. Is that she's in on some of the TVA's lies.
She is.
Like, she appears to know that they're all variants and doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, she's disseminating some of these lies herself.
Yes.
Knowingly. So
Like she's saying fucking Hunter C20 lost her mind and is dead now. Spoilers, she fucking killed her.
yeah,
She was eliminating the witness.
that is the thing.
To the fact that they're all variants.
And maybe we'll see again somebody who starts saying something she doesn't like and gets pruned later. Like, you don't have to lose your mind. That's probably not what happened. You just have to poke at something that they don't want you poking at. And then boom, get popped.
Yeah, she's protecting the lie. She's working the cover up in the form of murders.
It's a clean way to do it, sort of.
Although again, she might have just hit her with the pruning stick, and we don't know for sure that kills her.
That's true. We don't know. That's still another question mark.
It appears to disintegrate people.
But like,
there are many forms of teleportation in fiction that look like being disintegrated.
There are. We've seen a few of them in the MCU, different ones. I don't think that we've seen one that looks exactly like this, but it does not mean that it's not another one.
This one is very much like getting shot with a phaser in Star Trek. Like, it burns you away from, like, spreads across your body.
Mm-hmm. It
looks like a painful death.
It does look, yeah, it does.
But it might not be.
Clearly the TVA does not value, like, critical thinking, like pulling at threads. As soon as you start asking questions around here, they don't like that. They gotta shut that shit down real fast.
Yeah.
So don't do it here, Mobius. He's already doing it.
He's doing a little bit of it.
Yeah, he's already in there.
But what he's doing, he's investigating. He's working the case.
He is.
He's got suspicion.
He's working as Ravonna. How do you say her name?
Potato.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, sometimes people will, like, correct us in a video when I say a name a certain way, like Darius instead of Darius.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that, because some names are potato situations. There's not one right way to say them.
You're right. That's how it works.
Like, unless he steps out of the screen while I'm playing Deception and tells me I don't want you to say Darius, I'm not going to stop.
Which, man, that.
No, you must pronounce it Darius.
That would be tight.
My name has an aw. Fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you.
I'll say it how I want to say it.
That was smooth. Good job, Mobius. She catches that, like, immediately, but still, it was smooth.
Well, she's apparently letting him do it.
Apparently. I mean, I don't...
I don't think she saw him pocket the...
No, I don't think she does either.
I think she's just suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's cutting out early.
She's got to be good at something, because she ain't good at bringing in fucking variants.
I mean, she must have got that promotion somehow.
Yeah.
Although...
Yeah, but
I think I know how.
Uh-huh, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a good chance.
I'm just saying.
This is a fun scene. I don't know why we have to be in the rain. Like, I just watched this, I was like, go inside. Just go inside.
You
It's
couldn't have put it closer to the door.
it's fun. It's much more dramatic this way. I understand.
It is more dramatic this way.
It's
You know,
fun.
here's what I think. Here's why I think they stay in the rain.
Okay.
And I had this suspicion the first time I watched the episode. This scene calls for B-15.
Yes.
Right?
B-15.
It
Yes.
calls for her to cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to just shoot in the rain than to make the actress cry.
That's true. It's true. But there are reasons. Like, we know there's a big storm coming that's going to kill like all these people too. So like there's a reason for it to be raining logically, plot wise.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
but yeah, you're right.
That they shot this scene in a raining environment is so that the actress doesn't have to force real tears out of her eyes.
It's an interesting thing that she said there.
Crying is the hardest thing to act.
It's
everybody always says that.
It's difficult. It's a thing.
It's easy to make facial expressions like you're crying.
Yeah.
But to get the tears, to squeeze them out.
It's a thing. It's part of the job. Listen, man, it's work. These guys are working.
People don't think acting is hard, but it actually is.
Yeah, it's work.
That's why there's so many bad actors.
I like the thing that they had her say there where she looked happy instead of...
If acting was easy, nobody would ever say anything unkind about Megan Fox, would they?
I'm like, ooh.
She'd be good at it.
God, dude, I forgot about her. I hadn't thought about her in like a couple years.
You know what? I think Megan Fox gets a bad rap. I like Jennifer's body.
Come on, man. I bet you do.
I really, really do.
It's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like her saying that she looked happy instead of that she felt happy or she was happy.
Yeah, no, she saw the memory from the outside looking in.
It also definitely reminded me of Vision at the end of WandaVision.
Yeah.
Where they too had the data in all their brains here.
See,
it's just being kept from them.
20 can clearly still talk.
She can. Yakking up a storm.
Yeah, fucking Ravonna killed it.
The zoom in here. The zoom in, was that necessary?
Making that face.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum! Jesus. That was good. Alright, dude. My balls! Seriously.
He has been hitting the nuts many, many times. He's taking it like a champ.
He is. Asgardians are hard to perish, man.
Well, I'm sure several of them are like, oh, you got me in the thigh, you kind of missed.
I don't know, man. It's Sif.
Remember that bit in Endgame where Gamora kicks Star-Lord in the nuts?
Absolutely.
Like, you missed the first time. You got them both the second.
I don't know, man. Sif, did she train? She trained with the Valkyrie?
Maybe?
I think she trained with the Valkyrie, but it depends on what you're reading.
Yeah, it does.
Listen, this warm, feelsy pep talk here.
Yeah, right?
We're gonna join up, dude. I trust you finally. We're gonna be friends. Loki's gonna smile.
I like the bit where but you told me to shut up.
Yeah, he did. Oh.
Just in case anyone ever told you different.
Smile. Loki's happy.
I love that smile.
We're friends. Shit.
Womp womp.
That was pretty fast. She caught it pretty quick.
That was quick. She was onto him.
Wow.
Gotta work in one last reference to the jet ski.
Do it.
Wow.
Boom. Fast, too. That guy was ready.
Yeah.
Like, that guy was ready.
I hope he's not dead. I hope he gets to ride the jet ski.
I mean, we all do. They engineered this so well, like specifically for that
They did a
reason.
good job. They did a good job making me
Mhm.
care about Mobius. Like,
Yeah.
Owen Wilson has, in some of his past roles, been a bit of a joke, but he was really good in this show.
He was. He had a heart, and you were pulling for him. You wanted him to fucking
Ride the jet
get the
ski.
thing. Yeah, yeah. Ride the jet ski while drinking your weird energy drink from the past. Like, he sounds like a douchebag, but still, you want to see him do it. He's a nice douchebag. Man, you're like a wet dog.
She figures out that somebody's been in that room pretty quick.
She does. She can
I
smell
don't
it.
know. Maybe it's because Sylvie's wet.
Here's the thing. Why,
It was not raining when they captured them.
no. Loki's definitely not wet. We didn't address it, but like with C-15, like she was starting to remember some shit because Sylvie had taken over her body in the second episode for a second. Had possessed C-15. So presumably that started like cracking open her memories a little bit, and that's when she started questioning shit. Because boy, she was a company man AF before then.
Well, yeah, they established that when Sylvie enchants someone, she uses their memories to get in their head.
Mm-hmm.
So literally any Minuteman that she enchanted would start seeing memories and be like, "Where did that come from?"
Right.
I don't remember that memory.
Man, this scene.
So yeah, I mean, if it were me, I would assume being born a girl was your Nexus event, but apparently it took a while.
I don't think that's what it was. This bitch over
So
here.
does that mean there are timelines out there where things are radically different, but somehow the TVA doesn't notice them because, like, the people are different, but they still do the same events, and so nothing actually seems to change?
Theoretically.
Because, like, how much can you change a person and them still be the same person? Wouldn't a girl version of you have grown up in having a lot of different stimuli to things? Because people treat girls different than they treat guys.
They do.
Like, Odin raising a daughter would probably have... Well, to be fair, Loki was already spent a lot of time with Frigga, because that's why he's the magic one and not Thor.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Bit of an indoor kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if Loki already spent more time with his mom than his dad, then a daughter wouldn't be that different from him.
Mm-hmm. Man, these guys.
These are some designs right here.
They are.
Loki was right about the space lizards bit.
He was. They look pretty cool.
I kind of like the green one with the mustache.
The weird mustache, yeah. The main one up there looks like Shinnok to me.
I don't know. I kept thinking which one's Kang.
I mean, that's the thing too. If one of them was Kang, I was gonna say the bottom right one.
The one on the bottom right, I think his voice was a little too deep. They mixed it a little too heavy. He sounds like he's just kind of
You're right.
gravel whispering.
C-15 here, getting immediately jacked up, but it's okay. It's okay though.
Isn't she supposed to be the buff one? Look how big
she was. But these are elites, dude.
Went down in like 2 punches.
Do you see their yellow robes? Either. They're like fucking Sonya.
But I guess she's just knocked out because I didn't see anyone prune her.
Oh yeah, we didn't see anyone prune her.
Oh, and apparently the guards' pruning sticks have blades on the end.
They do. They have a stake on the end, apparently, for vampires.
Well, Mobius has mentioned that they've brought in vampires before. Apparently
he did.
Yep,
that is a thing. Definitely vampires.
Apparently that's something the TVA needs to watch out for, and they've Got the weapons for it.
They're ready for that shit. We got that shit. Damn, that was a nice parry.
This fight scene is alright. It's a little, too many cuts for me, but I'm not expecting, like, a big kung fu masterpiece scene in a Loki show.
Yeah, he's a magic-y
It gets the
guy.
job done.
That's the guy who looks like Shinnok to me. But bam, fucking
I can see it.
fatality.
And
This laugh, I like the laugh
yeah,
here.
the other two are laughing.
That's a interesting choice that they made for that. I like it. It's weird. And they go to sleep.
None of them are Kang, but also maybe all of them are Kang.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe they're life model decoys. I mean, they should be if they were smart, if they were actually timekeepers.
Well, I mean, life model decoy is just a specific phrase for robot that S.H.I.E.L.D. uses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's anything specific to an LMD that other robots don't have.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, if there were actual timekeepers, don't, like, just be sitting there while there's dangerous people like the Lokis here, who are clearly very dangerous to the TVA. Like, maybe protect yourself a little more. Or, more likely, it's just Five Nights at Freddy's.
That was a good throw to get a spear to do a spinning cut.
It was. Was it a spear? I think she threw her sword.
Was it her sword?
I think it was
one of the. I thought it was one of the
Well,
sticks.
we do have the powers here.
We do have.
Let's see.
Tick, 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 tick. Spin the green wheel in the air.
Alright, do it. Chuck this shit. He's got the thing.
Okay, he
hands her the sword.
Okay, it's gonna be the sword.
Sword makes more sense.
He does look like Shinnok.
He does.
Shinnok with a big clown collar.
And now he looks especially like Shinnok.
Ah! I get it.
Yeah.
Alright, it was the sword.
I like this room. This room is tight. I mean, it looks like neon synthwave as fuck.
The is still going. It is Shinnok.
Uh-huh. It is. Confirmed. NRS are definitely doing that Marvel fighting game. This is it. This is the confirmation. This is the NRS-shaped door. We've arrived.
But let me ask you a question.
Oh, no.
Is Magneto on the other side of the NRS door?
Not yet. He's not here yet. I don't know, man. I just see Shinnok. God, that would be the weirdest thing. They made a Marvel fighting game.
If I was making a Marvel fighting game, there'd be mutants in it. But if NRS is making one, I don't know. It might be MCU only shit, like those fucking Eidos games, the Square one. How do you feel about that Guardians game?
I don't. No.
I don't know about the designs. I don't like Star-Lord's tall hair.
It's not. It's not doing anything for me right now.
Also, like, the Guardians are, like, interesting characters, but
Sorta.
they're not the team I'd want to play in a fighting game. They're all just brawlers with guns.
They
all
are.
5 of them.
Yeah. If that game had been the Suicide Squad game, that would have made a little more sense.
Well, I do think it's an interesting approach to make it...
Oh, shit!
Style. Ooh.
This is important.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
didn't see that one coming.
Oh no, episode 4, his back was to the elevator for an extended period of time. So is she afraid of that stick?
Well, that's the thing. She says do it, like she's ready to die, but she's also still intimidated by it.
So she believes that it kills
Go
her.
ahead and poke me, then why would this be useful as an interrogation tactic? Why doesn't Sylvie just enchant her?
You're right. She could. No, Sylvie can't do magic in here. That's still the case. That's the case.
Well, that's right. Right.
Yeah. Fucking
They're still in the TV.
They have the runes up, dude. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, it just shows that she doesn't know if the pruning does take you to another dimension or whatever.
Well, at this point, everybody thinks pruning just fucking kills you.
Right, and it seems like she might think that as well. We don't know what she knows. Just her.
Well, Ravana seems to know more than everybody else.
She does. But so then why would she be scared of that thing and look nervous about it? If she knew that you just popped up somewhere else.
Everybody in the TVA is very blasé about using the pruning sticks. So maybe they all know that they don't kill you.
Maybe they do. I mean, Ravonna was sad that they popped Mobius.
Yeah, but
There was an effect there.
So theoretically, if they don't kill you, then they're sending you to a prison dimension. So we're about to see
We are.
that maybe what they do is send you to a timeline where everything is dead and that you can't affect the sacred timeline, no matter what you do there.
That's one possibility. There's a lot of possibilities. They could be sending you to like a whole timeline just full of your own variants.
I don't know. That would be weird.
That would be really weird. But I mean, like, it's weird already. We're pretty weird. I don't know.
Whatever it is, the pruning, like if they send you to a prison dimension, she has as much reason to be sad about doing that to Mobius as she does if it was killing him.
Yeah. It's just the question of like how much does she know in general?
It's still a theoretically forever goodbye to this person who's her friend.
It is. But she's not like the top bullshit at the TVA.
Although, like, you notice that he's totally into her and she completely friend zoned him.
Yeah, she did. That was some bullshit.
So anyway, yeah, Loki's not dead. The main character did not die in episode 4 and swerve us all.
And smartly, they went ahead and let the air out of that because it's like, come on, they know that he's not dead.
Yeah.
In the Disney Plus subtitles there, I did appreciate that it spelled hell with one L.
Go back to the team of Lokis and
we have to
unpack this.
yeah, this is definitely a thing. I have a still for it actually, so we can just look at this. Can you see that?
Right, so there's Richard E. Grant as Old Man Loki wearing a comics accurate costume.
Yes.
There's Kid Loki, who looks just like the comics Kid Loki. He has the little V logo instead of a horn helmet.
Yes, he does.
There's a Loki who is an alligator.
Yeah, that one took me a second. 'Cause it looks like a pet, but it's like, no, wait a minute. That's a gator.
Talk? Do you think in episode 5 they'll have dialogue like it's a talking alligator?
Yeah, that's the hope. Like, who doesn't want that?
Hey, do you think Gator Loki is from the universe of Frog Thor?
That is another thing that's like one hopes. One really hopes. It seems like, I mean, why not, right?
And then this big black Loki appears to have his own Mjolnir crafted out of some junk.
He does, which is interesting.
That's clearly the handle of a big wrench.
It is. He's still a Loki.
He's still a Loki. He's wearing the green and gold.
But he does look like bigger, beefier.
Yeah. This is buff Loki. This is.
So one wonders what the situation is there. In this world,
I believe in the credits, this actor is listed as playing boastful Loki.
Boastful?
Boastful Loki.
So like, bring me Thanos?
Yeah, like this is. Again, taking after Thor. That's Thor's main character trait.
It is.
The thing that got him banished to Earth in the first one.
Have at thee! That's always Thor's thing, though. But I mean, okay, boastful then, like, if it's like that, then that could be the case. I don't know. I'm interested, though.
I am also interested.
I want to see it. Maybe he can fucking summon some lightning, dude.
I like Old Man Loki's costume. I mean, I've seen people online who, every time there's one of these 616 style Halloween costumes in one of these shows, they go, why did they make it look like crap on purpose? Why can't they just make him look good when they do the comics outfit? And I'm like, come on, man, this looks good. I like it.
It does look good. I mean, those grandpa underwear, like, it's a thing, but...
I mean, they went all in.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like,
Like they did not shy away from it being spandex. They didn't like, okay, we'll do it, but we'll do it in like modern materials or anything like that. It's just
Yeah. There's no injustice shit going on here.
it's very 60s.
It's just like, dude, if you're gonna fucking do it, just do it. Just
I
do
like
it.
it.
I like it too.
Like because like I have said before, the only Injustice character design I like is Jay Garrick in the entire fucking game. That's the only one.
Oh yeah. He
Well,
was good.
maybe Bizarro too.
Yeah.
But
So-
they're the only ones who are wearing like spandex.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I agree.
That's what I want. Just do it.
Reverse Slash did look really good. I had to think about it for a second. That guy. No, I agree. If you're gonna do the fucking spandex, do the spandex. Come on. Don't half-ass it.
Right.
This location is
Yes. So,
it's
is
interesting.
that Avengers Tower on the far right?
Yeah, this shot cut it off. Damn it. But yeah, that's definitely Avengers Tower.
This is a ruined New York. Do you think this is like what if Loki won at the end of Avengers 1 New York, or like
It could be.
there's clearly been some kind of we're in a post-apocalypse.
It could just be like a timeline that's kind of like the junkyard equivalent, just like bullshit at the end of time.
Clearly a timeline where most, if not everything, is dead. So see, here's my theory. My theory. The pruning sticks send people to a timeline where everything's dead, as it's like a prison dimension. The TVA is what it uses it for.
Mm-hmm.
They found a place that's empty and where nobody can affect anything on the sacred timeline, and that's where they keep their prisoners for all time, because there's really no way out.
That is the thing, and if that's the case, then like presumably those other Lokis have been here or are here too that we saw.
Yeah, these are probably other Lokis that the TVA has pruned in the past.
Yeah.
But if this is what happens when you hit Loki with the pruning stick, then logically it must be what happens when you hit anybody with the stick.
One would
he
assume
be special compared to all the other people they've ever pruned.
But he's also a god.
I mean, that might affect it somehow.
It doesn't make as much sense to me to go that way.
In the trailer, we saw a shot of Loki like running for president, like dressed up in a suit and shit.
Yes.
And there were a bunch of like Fallout Raider type guys hanging out with him.
There were.
Those guys are not also Lokis.
They are not.
So clearly there are other people than just Lokis on this Earth, because I think that's what this is. This Earth is where that scene will take place. I think that'll be in episode 5.
It's also a thing where it's like maybe it is the end of a. It's after a apocalypse or whatever, but the Lokis have just been gathering here over time. But it's still just like the end of the world type timeline. It's just stuck there. Yeah. So there are normal people here too that are just living here post-apocalyptic and shit.
That could be. I guess I'm. If the pruning stick only sends Lokis to this world and everybody else is dead, that'll be weird. They better have an explanation.
Yeah. If that's the case, then it's not the sticks, obviously, that's sending him here. The sticks do the thing, and then something else sends him here. But we don't know. What does he say here? He says, he said the thing, like I said, on Disney Plus, thankfully, I like it when they do that shit. The subtitles spelled hell with one L. Thanks, Disney Plus.
Yes, because that's what the Norse spelled it with one L.
They did. He said, "Am I dead?" And then the other guy, the old Loki here, says, "No, but you will be if you don't hurry up." Some shit like that.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, but...
It probably means this is a dangerous place.
I mean, that would make sense. So...
I would imagine that anything living in the post-apocalyptic wasteland would be, willing to kill to survive.
Absolutely. This is the road. And
which, again, another chance to reference Fallout. That's what it's like playing those games. Everybody is roaming the wasteland and out to kill you.
It's also interesting to think about There's a lot of things on this show that made me think about Sakaar. Because there's a lot of parallels between stuff that we've seen in Sakaar. Not just the fact. Well, now there's two. Like the whole, Sakaar is where a home for lost things, and like the TVA kind of ended up being that too. These variants that just didn't have another timeline to go to, but now here it's even more of like a Sakaar junkyard timeline world, maybe. And the line, of course, about time is different, works differently here at the TVA or here in Sakaar.
Yeah, yeah.
There are those things going on. I don't know if there's actually, obviously, there may not be any correlation there, but maybe there are. Maybe King the Conqueror's.
It might just be because Sakaar was like inside some kind of wormhole way station area. Like there's all kinds of black holes all meet in that one place.
Yeah,
so, like,
and shit just got dumped off there.
Distorted in that part of the universe.
Mm-hmm. But we don't know where the TVA is. That's the thing, though.
That's true, but the TVA might just be weird because, like, it's built inside a giant time machine.
It could.
So
it could be
pass there because it's built that way.
It could be something weird is going on.
Like when we saw the city outside the window, I couldn't see a sky. It was just buildings forever.
It was
in every direction.
It was. There was no sky or anything. It was just black out there.
It could be inside a structure, like a Dyson sphere or something like that. Maybe there isn't a sky.
That is possible. There's still a lot of shit that we don't know about.
Yeah. That's 2 episodes left. Let's see what gets answered and what doesn't.
I have the theory about maybe the TVA as far as Loki goes and Sylvie's Nexus event. Like maybe the TVA started to, where Loki's concerned, doing a kill Hitler when he was a baby type thing, and so she didn't actually have a Nexus event. They went and got her preemptively.
I still think being born a girl should be a Nexus event.
You would think so, but the deal is there. Like she hadn't actually done anything to qualify for those rights. There's that whatever she says, like the line, for crimes against she hadn't done anything, right. But she's a Loki, and Loki's always fuck up and do shit. So
yeah, it could be that they captured her because she was going to do a thing, or I don't know. Maybe whoever's in charge figured out that, like, because Mobius says theoretically, 2 Lokis in love with each other is chaotic enough that it's the key to taking down the TVA.
He does, yeah.
Maybe somebody figured out that could happen.
Maybe
and was trying to prevent it,
which would not be surprising at all. Yeah, the whole thing that she said there at the beginning about the universe wants to break free and manifest chaos, which is us.
One of the things that's been kind of established in the show is that the TVA deals with Lokis a lot.
Yes, they do.
Like, it seems like Loki variants happen more than anyone else being a variant. Like,
it does seem that way. Or
as a being of chaos and mischief, he is exceptionally likely to fuck up the timeline.
Right. Yeah, like one being that is like as repetitiously and whatever, like he's always a fucking problem. No other one being is always a problem as much as like Loki's, which makes sense. So again, that would explain maybe why they start doing it preemptively to try to take out Loki's before they can create big problems, and that would also kind of explain why she didn't want to tell her about her Nexus event. Besides just being a total bitch. like I don't even remember. Like, there's actually not one.
She remembers.
No, yeah, she definitely remembers.
It's the most important case in her fucking life.
Yeah,
of course she remembers.
Of course she remembers. But you just don't want to tell her, like, there's not one. You just fucking, you guys are Lokis. You guys are all fucking rebel scum. Basically. It's a possibility, but we'll find out. I don't know what else she could have done, though.
Yeah, on the subject of what will and won't get answered, do you want to take some questions?
Oh, that's a good idea. I forgot about questions. I forgot all about that shit. Questions. Let me navigate. Did you already have them up or no?
I have some up. Yeah. So, $500 sunglasses asks. So now that we know that all the TVA agents are brainwashed variants, do you think it's possible that the real timekeeper is actually a Loki variant? Do you think the bad guy behind everything will also be a Loki?
I mean, I think that's something that's this show has kind of like been poking at for the whole time. Like, who all is a
Yeah,
variant?
it's definitely on the board. Like if it's
Mm-hmm.
not Kang, it could definitely be a Loki.
It could be. Everybody could be a fucking Loki variant. That's the whole deal.
we have joked everybody could be. It could be Loki's all the way down.
It could be. It's a thing. Maybe it is. Do I think it is Loki at the helm of it all? No, I don't think it is. But I wouldn't have said that. I think from what we've seen thus far in the first 4 episodes, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I'm still leaning towards Kang.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's going to be Kangs all the way down. A council of Kangs, if you will.
Uh, yeah,
I said a joke
it's a thing.
on the Discord. I called it a Kang bang. If you're nasty.
Uh, that's pretty good. That could be what it is. Damn, a council of Kangs.
That has been a thing in the comics where like Kang will consort with other Kangs from the timeline or from alternate realities.
I knew that Reed Richards did that shit.
Yeah. Reed has done it. Doom has done it. Kang has done it.
The Council of Reeds, like that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
It could be. I wouldn't be surprised. But we do know that at least, well, there's probably not literal timekeepers.
No, the timekeepers were robots. But
No, yeah, but
whoever is behind them, we're just calling the real timekeeper for now.
and we don't know if there ever were timekeepers. There could have been possibly,
They were probably always robots.
but there probably always been like a fiction, a Wizard of Oz type thing.
Well, on the subject of like Ravonna keeping some of the secrets and being in on them, she didn't seem surprised. She was in the room when the robot timekeepers were exposed.
She was. That is the thing. You would think that she would be a little bit more like on her heels, like knocked back, than like being able to like stand up and fuck up Loki.
Yeah, like she would have been a little distracted by the one that had its head cut off and was a robot instead of immediately secretly stabbing him in the back.
So, damn, she's the. I don't think it's her.
Unless she's just super unobservant and didn't
She
notice
could be,
when she woke up.
or just like that much of a tunnel
Zealot?
vision, yeah, like zealot, like that much of a bitch. And boy, she made some faces there. She's alpha bitch, like she's up there.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I don't think that I don't think that she has what it takes to run this whole shit and like put together
Well, I mean,
a sacred
I wouldn't say
timeline.
that she's behind any. I'm just saying I think she's in on it.
If there even is a sacred timeline,
And again, in the comics, Kang's girlfriend.
yeah, Cam's girlfriend. Maybe it ends up being
If
her.
anybody were going to be aware of him being on the inside, like that he's the real power behind everything, I think it would be her.
And maybe she is Kang the Conqueror
That's also possible.
in disguise.
Although she's not who was cast to play Kang for Ant-Man 3.
Well, it's a disguise. It's like this isn't what Kang looks like. It's a it's a thing.
So like Loki, Kang also enjoys pretending to be a girl sometimes?
Possibly, why not? Kate the Conqueror. Everybody would be so happy about that.
I think the female version of Kang is Kate.
I hope not. Man, the internet would get pissed. It would blow up. Okay, we answered that though, I think. Did we?
All right, so another question. Does every variant that gets pruned go to their own special version of hell, like Loki, or do they all just go to this world? Which we already kind of talked about.
We did.
Snake Eyes is asking this. And then additionally he asks, what would your personal hell be if you were pruned?
All right. Okay. Do you want to put your foot down like one way or the other? Like if you had to guess, is it all Loki's here or
So I'm hoping that everyone who gets pruned goes to this world because I want Owen Wilson to not be dead. I want Mobius to be here.
Okay,
But we'll see.
we will.
If it's any other way, it does need an explanation.
It does. I mean, I need a little bit of an explanation anyway. But yeah, you're right. This place looks like fucking Bloodborne DLC. Yeah, it is.
So I don't really have an answer for like what timeline I would be trapped in, what that would look like. I do have an answer for what my time loop would be of instead of Sif kneeing me in the nuts over and over again.
Oh God.
If you were going to put me in the interrogation room, I would be trapped in a theater that's playing MK 2021 over and over again. That's my personal hell. That's what would soften me up for interrogation.
Really?
Just keep showing me that fucking movie.
Okay. Okay. Man, that's a hard question. You know what would be one of the biggest possibilities, if not like definitely, is it's not that surprising. I don't think the end of the MKHD situation with Warner Brothers. I think iBallistic, Warner Brothers, and the end of that thing. Yeah, that would be it.
Rough, huh?
That would be it. You know, it's cool. You're working on something that's like a childhood fandom, and then you're just hella not. You're just out of it, dude. Flush. That would be something like that. It was weird. Yeah. Boy, that's a sad thought. Thank you, Snake Eyes.
So,
Yep.
it's a rough time.
Yeah, it's fine. Thanks, Snake Eyes.
I do think there might be like a personal element to Loki about what ruined this world. Like maybe this really is like what would have happened to Earth if the Chitauri had defeated the Avengers.
Oh yeah. I think that's very likely. I think it's a good call. It's
Maybe this is a world where Tony didn't stop the nuke. Maybe that's why it's all looking like this.
and so it's both. I mean, that could kind of be both.
Any scenario where Avengers 1 ends with New York destroyed, and it's like Loki is faced with, you wanted to rule them, and instead you got them all killed.
Like I don't think the nuke would have killed Loki.
Well, no. I'm just saying, what did this to New York?
Right. And I'm agreeing. This thing that Thor says it in that scene in that movie. Like, look around. Is this going to end with your rule? And like, no, this is going to end in chaos and destruction. Like, there's no. You're not going to be like ruling anything.
Avengers 1 was clearly not a moment when he had a plan. It was just like, I will tell Thanos whatever he needs to hear in order to get him to send me somewhere I fucking recognize instead of being trapped, lost in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that was the situation at the end of Thor 1. He drifted off into fucking space, and Thanos found him.
And I mean, I also think, though, that's just the nature of Loki. Like, he's not going to be running an empire well into whatever, because...
Well, we saw in Ragnarok what would happen if he was in charge of Asgard. It's literally just sitting in your bathrobe, eating grapes, and watching a play.
And getting rid of everybody who would help, like, Asgard not get attacked and immediately destroyed. Like, bye, Heimdall. Who might be able to warn us some threats were coming. Thor's gone. Who knows where he is? Like, no. Anybody could have showed up on Asgard and probably blown him up.
Who would figure it out? Heimdall would figure it out. Sif would figure it out.
But they would also be the ones to like protect Asgard the best.
Defend Asgard.
Yeah. So yeah, like Loki's not like a rule type person. He's gonna do it, and it's gonna become a fucking junk world. Like it's gonna be a chaos. Anyway,
I can't wait to find out Old Man Loki's story. Because look at the expression on his fucking face.
He looks happy. They all look pretty fucking pissed, but I mean, like, He looks really upset. What's in that bag? He's got a purse.
I'm sure it's scavenged stuff to survive in the fucking wasteland.
One would assume. That even more makes it look like a fucking, like, Comic-Con guy.
Yeah. He's carrying a duffel bag.
You see this guy, like, yeah, that's totally what this looks like. He looks pissed.
It's full of swag from its con merch.
Those guys have fun. These guys are having fun making this shit.
I would be having fun if I was wearing that outfit. I would be having a great time.
He looks thrilled. Man, no, I'm really looking forward to that shit.
He looks very excited to be there.
God. Those underwear. Did we answer that question?
Yes, I think we answered that question. So, the next one. Suze asks, if the Loki variants falling in love is what caused the huge Nexus event on Lamentus, is the Loki variants falling in love what caused the huge Nexus event? I think that the episode said yes. This is a two-part question. The second part is it incestuous?
These are all good questions. These are important questions.
So there's really one easy way to answer whether or not something is incest. If they had a baby, would it come out retarded?
That's there is that. On the other hand,
genetically, there's nothing more incest than your genes plus your own genes, right?
well, one could make the argument it's the equivalent of reproducing asexually.
But isn't that also incest?
I mean, kind like if you're one of those things that makes its own offspring.
An amoeba isn't capable of producing deficient offspring. Humans are.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, right, that is the thing. But like in every case, things that reproduce asexually are not as biologically complex and well made and whatever. Like they are not inferior, but kind of inferior to things that don't, because things that don't reproduce asexually, they can pull the strengths of multiple things.
Complexity does. Like, inferior is a good word, not like an insulting way, but just in like, look at intelligence. The reason we are sapient and other animals don't have self-awareness and higher learning and the ability to communicate is because our brains are more complex than other animals' brains.
It is.
And that's biological.
And I mean, it's also, I mean, it's anything. Like if you grow up like only being taught by one person, you're only going to know what that one person knew.
To be fair, if one person has a kid with his sister, the odds of the baby being deformed are not that high. It's when you do it generation after generation after generation in a row, like the nobles of Europe used to do. That's when you get the learning disabled and the misshapen children.
Mm-hmm. It's not ideal. Don't, I wouldn't recommend it. But
I mean, whether or not it's morally wrong, that's
another
not
question.
My place to judge.
No, you do your own thing, man. But like just in general,
genetically, maybe they shouldn't have kids.
Yeah, I would agree. And I mean, that is still the question, sorta, because there is there does seem to be a love type thing going on there.
I mean, clearly, one of the messages of what's going on here is that Loki is so. It is so difficult for him to have a relationship with other people that maybe the only person he can love is another of himself.
It's a thing, or like that. Yeah, that's a possibility. There's also the thing like, can he ever really love anyone else until he loves himself?
Yeah, it's also like a metaphor for like that, for like the self-improvement.
Yeah. And Loki's always had like just been riddled with insecurity and identity crisis and whatever and whatnot. And if that scene is like a metaphor, but it sort of is presumably for self acceptance, for self respect, finally, for the first time we've seen from Loki, that could also be a big deal. But
Yeah,
we don't know yet.
and another thing, like, does it like, do you really expect them to last long enough to consummate? Like, I don't know if Sylvie's going to be a character in the Marvel Universe past Episode 6. You know?
And honestly, look, I just I wasn't thinking of consummation. I wasn't thinking about these two people
Well,
fucking.
not even literally. Like, do you think that the two characters will coexist in this show for long enough for even like
No.
an admission of their feelings? Like, do you think that they'll like close that story arc before one of them dies or goes away to their own timeline forever?
Right. No. I don't think that's going to be we're not going to see Mr. and Mrs. Loki in Thor 4.
No.
Like, we're not going to see that. It's not going to be the case moving forward. That's all.
All right.
Yeah, she's going to be gone. She's not sticking around. Okay? Not because they don't want her, not because that she's like fake Loki or not the real Loki, because no.
It's just, this is like, it feels like a finite story.
It does.
Maybe it won't. Maybe there'll be some ending that hints towards a season 2. We don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm. And she
Right
could.
now, it feels like there's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end to this story.
The thing that she is that will be permanent is the growth that she encouraged in main Loki. The self respect, the like maybe a new purpose, a glorious purpose, possibly. Well, that these are the things of her that's going to last. Probably not her herself.
Right.
Okay.
So that's all the questions.
Oh, is that really the last one?
That was the last question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not as many this week.
No, that's okay.
Let me skim and make sure I did get them all. We did have a question a week or two ago asking, is anyone on the Nethercast a father? I'm pretty sure Cyborg has a kid.
I believe, yes.
Like, I think he had a kid within the last year, and that's one of the reasons he's been so busy and hasn't been on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's also been moving around and getting a new job and all kinds of stuff. He's very busy in his real life.
Yes.
But I don't believe anyone else. Like, you're the only other one who's married.
That is true.
Chad lives with his girlfriend. I don't know if Temp has any current ongoing relationships.
I don't either.
Me and Smokeman are both single.
No babies.
So yeah, it's just Cyborg.
Yeah.
Cyborg's the only one who has a kid.
He's the only dad. And, and because of that, retroactively, Happy Father's Day.
Right. We did have someone ask, when do you think Owen Wilson's going to say wow? I believe I read that question last episode. It turns out he's not.
It's not.
They did confirm he's not on the interwebs. They did say that.
I mean, come on, man. Like,
I said it.
Yeah.
I said wow when he got pruned.
Wouldn't it be great if he had said it when he got pruned?
Like, as he's dying, he looks off in his face and he's like,
oh. Wow. Thanks. Somebody needs to put that shit on the internet. Come on, man. Somebody can do it.
It's like I don't know if you remember in Star Trek Generations, the one with both Kirk and Picard. Kirk's last words are, "Oh my!" Like, he stares off into space like he's seeing heaven or something, and he just goes, "Oh my!" and then he dies.
I didn't know that.
That's what the Owen Wilson wow should have happened if he was being pruned.
That would have been pretty great. I mean, Yeah, it would have like let the air out of the scene.
It would have been a little silly.
It would have been the thing, like, and everybody was pretty fucking like jarred by that quote death. Like it was
Yeah,
one of
that
those
was
things.
there are two holy shit deaths, and then they walked one back. But
They did. I think, and
really, I didn't expect Owen Wilson to go out this early, and I didn't expect Loki to get fucking pruned.
no, that's
He's
the
the
thing.
main character.
He is the main. No, he's the main character, and that's why they gave us that scene at the end because it's
Although,
like
the ironic thing is they could have killed him and just had it be Sylvie the rest of the show because she is technically also Loki.
she is a Loki.
She could have become the Loki.
It's the thing. It's the
A
whole
lot of
thing.
people probably wouldn't have been happy with that.
No, they probably wouldn't have been. But no, but you know, when people think Loki, you gotta think of it like, you know, Marvel knows the brand.
When people think the name Loki, they think Tom Hiddleston.
Tom
You gotta give
Hiddleston.
him-
It's the thing.
That's what everybody wants.
They do. Boy, they want him like singing that song on the train. It was man, there's been some swooning.
People want Tom Hiddleston in a lot of different ways that we don't need to get into here.
He'll be back. But no, they know. They're like, listen, we know you know that we know Tom Hiddleston is what you like. So we're not going to keep him gone. Like, we're going to let... You know, they just wanted to get you the fast. Split second. What? You can't do that? Wait a minute. They won't do that. You know, that's okay. And that's the best kind of things. Like, if you're going to do something like that, that's the best way to do it.
Do you think there's anybody out there who was watching the episode and got so mad when Loki was pruned that they just shut it off and they didn't even see that he's still alive at the end?
Yes, I do. I think, yeah, there are people like... There's someone, at least one person out there who is just dumb.
I hope somebody has told that person in the weeks since.
I don't care.
It's not dead.
We don't need them. They can tune out. They can just let go. Yeah. No, but they did it right. Like, I mean, the Loki thing kind of does. Once we saw him get popped, it does still let some of the air out of the Mobius death. Obviously,
that's true. That's why I'm hoping everybody who gets pruned goes to this world so that Mobius can come back.
And a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people like Mobius.
So I just want to see him actually get to ride a jet ski.
We all do.
Before the end of it. Like, it's not a happy ending unless we get one shot of him on a real jet ski.
Here's a question. His name was no way Mobius.
Mobius.
Whenever he was alive. Whenever he was just a dude.
No way that's his real name.
Right. That was like an assigned thing, like C15, C20, most likely.
Yeah.
So, has there been like a lot of Mobiuses? Are all the analysts called Mobius?
I doubt it, because that one guy's name is Casey, right?
Well, he's not an analyst, though.
Well, no, but...
Like the investigator types, the detectives. Maybe they're all called Mobius.
Again, what's the process of advancement? Could Casey get a promotion, or is he stuck at that job for the rest of eternity?
I don't know. He's been there his whole life.
Maybe Ravana was at some point an analyst. Like, you go from Minuteman to analyst to supervisor or whatever her role is now.
That could be the case. That could be the way it works. But most likely it's nepotism. That's the thing.
You think she's the only one who's ever gotten a promotion?
She's the only one we've ever seen do it. And there's that, and the fact that we know that Casey's been there for fucking a long ass time, and he's still there. Sylvie told us hundreds of years ago for that one chick that got hit, C20. She had been in that job for like hundreds of years and shit. So I don't know.
Well, maybe that's one of those things that we'll get answers.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't.
Tune in next time. Did we cover everything?
Maybe the TVA will be taken down, and some of the questions we want answers to will become irrelevant.
The TVA will not be coming down in the next episode. Most likely.
At least one after that.
Yeah, it'll be a big deal. But man, I'm ready to see who's behind that shit.
I'm just saying there is a multiverse of madness out there waiting to
Yes,
be.
it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a thing, man. Okay,
And again, the TVA seems quite content to allow Steve's the timeline where he lives with Peggy to let that exist.
don't think that they do. I don't think that
Well,
that's the case. I think that
we'll
Loki
see.
brings down the multiverse, or the no, brings down the
Before
TVA,
Steve does that.
because things that the TVA does, they happen concurrently throughout time. Like they're not like linear.
Well,
So
the other thing is maybe in the timeline Steve goes to live, he just decides not to prevent the Kennedy assassination and 9/11 and all the other bad things he knows about. And since nothing diverges except for him living with Peggy, it's not noticeable. Like how a girl Loki being born wasn't noticeable until she was like 7 years old.
right, but like it's weird. The trouble is though, like you go back and you remove the TVA's influence entirely, and so you have all through the history of time, from beginning of time to end of the time, can now break off freely at any time, any point you want to. All moments are happening simultaneously. So if the TVA gets removed now
I mean,
because of Loki, then the TVA was always removed from the influence of the
yeah,
multiverse.
you got to think fourth dimensionally.
Mm-hmm.
It's time is time is a trip, man.
It is. It is a
Don't
trip.
mess with your head.
And they made it worse because of they created this TVA place that exists completely outside of time,
Yeah.
which means it's always, which is one of their sayings things, right?
Yes, for all
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
always.
for all time, always. They're outside, they're all the time, and they're never. I think that's it. Did we do everything?
But maybe not for much longer.
Not for much longer. They're gonna fall. No, though, they're gonna get taken down by this guy and his fucking purse, and that alligator. Man, that would have been a cool time to have an alligator skin purse.
I hope the alligator talks.
Tune in next time.
Next week
Mischief.
on episodes, we find out if the alligator talks.